My name is Leo Casey. I'm executive director of the Schenker Institute, which is sponsoring this morning's conversation. And the first order of the day is to give you all the apologies of Randi Weingarten. Unless you've been outside the United States for the last 10 days, you know that all of the teachers in the state of West Virginia have been on strike. And that strike continues because the Republican Senate in West Virginia welched on a deal that would have ended it. And so Randi has been called to West Virginia to work on that strike and to try to help the teachers, resolve their issues and win the strike. So unfortunately, we will have to persevere this morning without her presence. She may try to call in. We'll do our best to accommodate that. But certainly she's here in spirit. This is a conversation that she looked forward to, and she made it clear to us that she wanted it to continue in her absence. This conversation follows on work that the American Federation of Teachers has been doing now for many years in support of the labor movement and progressives inside Israel. We have been involved in work where we brought together Palestinian and Israeli teacher unions. We've been working very closely with an organization, Hand in Hand, which has put together inside Israel schools that bring together Palestinian, Arab, and Israeli Jewish children to learn together. And so this follows in that vein of thought. And I do want to recognize Pat Kiefer, who's the head of our International Affairs Department, and has been pivotal in moving this work forward. So this morning, Joanne Mort, who is a consultant to the AFT, working on solidarity with Israeli progressives, will stand in for Randi in terms of the conversation. Joanne has a long history of organizing, going back to a number of years as communication directors for the Clothing and Textile Workers Union. She's written a book for Cornell University Press on privatization in the kibbutzim in Israel, and she is a reporter and analyst on Israeli and Palestinian affairs. And her interlocutor for this morning, right next to me, is Rami Had, who has, despite his relative youth, at least to people like Joanne and I, despite his relative youth, he has had many years of work as a labor movement and progressive movement organizer in Israel. He was one of the founders of the union movement Power to the Workers in Israel, which has done a lot to renovate and innovate union organizing inside Israel. And he has been involved in work of organizing Jewish and Arab students together. And right now, he's the executive director of a joint venture between SEA, the Social and Economic Academy, which is a sort of training institute for young progressive organizers, particularly in the Israeli union movement. We in the AFT have done some work in terms of bringing them to the United States and letting them see the the different state-of-the-art techniques in organizing here. And the Burrell Katznelson Education Center is the other part of that consortium. So without any further ado, let me turn the mic over to Joanne.